Hello. On this episode of Jason Recommends, The Happiest Man on Earth, the beautiful life of an Auschwitz survivor. So I'm about halfway through this book, and I would strongly recommend you guys take a look, give it a read. Anytime you can read about a survivor of Auschwitz, really eye-opening experience when you read these things and you read about these men, women, and children that gone through these things. I couldn't even imagine spending a week in a concentration camp, let alone weeks on end, months, years. And to hear about their stories and to hear about the perspectives that they provide, it really alters your own perspective on how you see things and how you see problems. As I read this, I think, what are we focusing on in this day and age with social media and genders and pronouns? It's like imagining back to what these folks had to go through. It really puts things in perspective. So I would strongly encourage, again, get the book. It's amazing so far. I just wanted to read a few passages from it. Some of the stuff that I just highlighted. If you have the opportunity today, please go home and tell your mother how much you love her. Do this for your mother, and do it for your new friend Eddie, who cannot tell his mother. His mother obviously passed away in the concentration camp. Every night, 10 to 20 people died because they was too long on the outside of the pack. Every night you would go to sleep in the arms of the man next to you just to try to survive, and wake up to find him frozen solid, his dead eyes wide and staring at you. Paints a crazy picture of the things, like I said, that they had to endure. This is the most important thing I've ever learned. The greatest thing you'll ever do is be loved by another person. I cannot emphasize this enough, especially to young people. Without friendship, a human being is lost. A friend is someone who reminds you to feel alive. The people who could not shut off everything but the will to live, to do what it took to live another day, they would not make it. Every day in Auschwitz, my body was pushed to its absolute limit, and then further. It was starved, beaten, frozen, wounded, but it kept me going. It kept me alive. And now it has kept me alive for more than 100 years. What a marvelous piece of machinery. That last one there really does put things into perspective about the resilience of the body and what it can do. You see people, some of the folks that I admire for their strength, the David Goggins of the world that put their body through some pretty crazy things. And quite frankly, do it on purpose to test their mind and what their mind can handle when they put their body through adversity. And to hear this from Eddie Jaku, the author, a whole nother level, of course. But this is the type of stuff that we can't forget. This is the type of history that is so important that we continue to pass it on. We continue to learn from it. We don't forget. And sometimes that's what's most important when it comes to history, is the lessons we learn so we don't forget and we don't repeat them. This day and age, it almost feels like we forget about what communism is and what socialism is and what the experiences were like for people throughout history. So again, I appreciate you listening. Again, I strongly recommend the book, The Happiest Man on Earth, The Beautiful Life of an Auschwitz Survivor by Eddie Jaku. Go out, get yourself a copy. Good stuff. Thanks.